Welcome, welcome, welcome to Office Drama 24, the podcast where we crack open the briefcase of workplace mayhem and take a good hard look at what's inside. I'm your host, Mary B., your guide through the shadowy world of corporate misdeeds, executive excess, and yes, forbidden office romances. Today we're talking about love on the clock and the very bad decisions that followed. Stories about managers who let their hearts and egos steer them straight into legal hot water. We're talking fraud, theft, and even full-blown privacy invasions. These aren't your run-of-the-mill, we got caught in supply closet kind of stories. These are next-level scandals with real consequences. So grab your coffee, keep your eyes on your cubicle neighbor, and maybe, just maybe, think twice before catching feelings at the office. Let's get started. Steve Easterbrook, the former CEO of McDonald's, whose journey from flipping burgers to flipping headlines is nothing short of extraordinary. In 1993, he joined McDonald's as a financial reporting manager in London. Rising through the ranks, he took on roles that had him overseeing operations across the UK and Northern Europe. His knack for understanding customer cravings and market dynamics set him apart. By 2011, he was leading McDonald's UK and Northern Europe divisions, steering the ship with innovation and a keen eye on sustainability. But like any epic tale, there were twists and turns. In 2011, Easterbrook took a brief detour from McDonald's, exploring leadership roles at Pizza Express and Wagamama. However, the Golden Arches had left an indelible mark, and in 2013, he returned to McDonald's as the Global Chief Brand Officer, bringing with him a fresh perspective and a hunger for innovation. Fast forward to March 2015, and Steve is handed the keys to the McKingdom, becoming the president and CEO of McDonald's Corporation. His mission? To revitalize the brand and reconnect with customers. And he delivered. Under his leadership, McDonald's launched all-day breakfast, embraced digital ordering, and even relocated its headquarters to Chicago, signaling a new era for the fast food giant. But every ascent has its challenges. In November 2019, the McDonald's board discovered that Easterbrook had engaged in a consensual relationship with an employee, a direct violation of company policy. The board acted swiftly, terminating his employment. Easterbrook departed with a severance package reportedly worth around $42 million. The plot thickened in 2020 when McDonald's conducted an internal investigation, uncovering evidence of multiple relationships and allegations that Easterbrook had deleted incriminating corporate emails which he used to receive and send sexually explicit photos and videos of various women. The company took legal action, seeking to reclaim the severance package. In December 2021, Easterbrook agreed to return over $105 million in cash and stock to McDonald's, marking one of the largest drawbacks in corporate history. In January 2023, the Securities and Exchange Commission charged Easterbrook with making false and misleading statements to investors about the circumstances of his termination. He agreed to a $400,000 fine and a 5-year ban from serving as an officer or director of any SEC reporting company. So where is Steve Easterbrook now? Since his departure from McDonald's, he has maintained a low profile. The SEC imposed ban restricts him from holding executive positions in publicly traded companies until at least 2028. As of now, there are no public records indicating his involvement in any new business ventures or corporate roles. Our next story comes from sunny San Diego, California, where a high-flying sales manager had a reputation for making deals happen. Our next story comes from sunny San Diego, California, where a high-flying sales manager had a reputation for making deals happen. And she apparently was known for making other things happen too. She had her sights set on a junior analyst fresh out of college. Their after-work brainstorming sessions became a regular occurrence. This is where she veers off track. She wasn't just mentoring him. She was also using his company login credentials to manipulate quarterly sales reports. Surprise! She was boosting her own commission numbers by logging in as the junior analyst and inflating the team's numbers to meet bonus benchmarks. It worked. For a while, her team became the rock star squad of the company. Bonuses rained down until one sharp-eyed compliance officer noticed some irregular login times. Why were their logins active at 3 a.m. on a Sunday? If that isn't a reason to trigger an audit, nothing is. When the IT department pulled security logs, guess whose badge was seen swiping in at 2:59 a.m.? That's right, the high-flying sales manager. She was arrested for wire fraud and faced charges carrying up to 20 years in prison. The takeaway here? Love might make you do crazy things, but share logins? That's just dumb. All right, from corporate espionage to straight-up identity theft, let's move to Chicago for another story. A regional director from a mid-sized marketing firm, whose nickname around the office was the Hawk. Why was his nickname the Hawk? Because he saw everything. Yeah, that seems appropriate. He had a little secret weapon. His girlfriend was in the office, an IT support specialist. He convinced her to help him keep an eye on things by installing remote tracking software on the computers of his entire department. He framed it as efficiency tracking. But in reality, he was using it to spy on personal emails, chats, and even browser history of his direct reports. Why, you wonder? To identify potential threats to his authority. The real kicker is, he used this to illegally obtain intel to preemptively fire employees he thought might speak out against him. This went on for months until one employee, a former paralegal, recognized the signs of surveillance and lawyered up. When HR launched an investigation, it wasn't just the regional director who got caught. His girlfriend, who initially thought she was helping her boyfriend, was charged as a co-conspirator. They both faced civil lawsuits for invasion of privacy and workplace harassment. The regional director's watchdog tactics cost the company a six-figure settlement. The takeaway here? If love asks you to break the law, it's not love, it's control. We're heading to New York City, where a billionaire we will call Rob ran a luxury real estate firm with flair, finesse, and a flair for theft. His partner in crime was his executive assistant. Their forbidden romance was the worst-kept secret in the office, but it's what they were hiding that really shocked everyone. Rob and his executive assistant had a little side hustle. They would divert wire transfers from client escrow accounts into a dummy account that only they controlled. We've all heard this story before. They would borrow the funds and return them just before transactions close, hoping no one would notice. Except someone did notice. A $1.2 million discrepancy triggered an independent audit. Turns out Rob and his assistant just one more time scheme unraveled fast. They skimmed over $450,000 to fund romantic getaways all over the world, shopping sprees, and a private chef for their staycations. Arrests and indictments were quickly handed down. Rob's bail was set at $500,000. His assistant's lawyer claimed she was manipulated by love, but the judge wasn't buying it. The moral of this story? If you're going to date the boss, don't let him use your name on a shell account. Let's all head to Dallas. This is the tale of a customer service manager named Sammy. Sammy's ideal of love was unconventional. He started dating multiple employees in his department at the same time, offering each of them promotions and special projects as a reward for their loyalty. Except those promotions were completely made up. And the special projects? They were bogus assignments designed to make them feel important. Sammy manipulated the female employees he dated so he could get them to test his app idea by doing the coding and design work for free. When it became clear there was no app, 3 of his girlfriends compared notes. They realized Sammy had ghosted all of them, but not before uploading all their work to a pitch deck with his name on it. They reported him to HR, but Sammy's downfall came when one of the employee's brother, who happened to be a software engineer, recognized his sister's code at a pitch competition. Lawsuits were filed. Sammy's dream of being a tech mogul ended in a court-ordered restitution. If these stories sound wild, it's because they are. But the lesson here is simple. Love and workplace dynamics can create a combustible mix. When emotions run high, so do the risks. It's not just careers on the line, it's reputations and livelihoods. So before you fall at work, ask yourself, is this love or a lawsuit waiting to happen? That's it for today's episode of Office Drama 24. If you've got a wild office romance story or workplace scandal you'd love to share, email me at officedrama24@gmail.com. And remember, love is grand, but fraud is forever. See you next time.